So everybody, what is the Privy Call? Well, it's Deal Finding Friday where we actually go and make offers using Privy and showing you guys how to get it done. All right. So if you haven't been watching Nathan Valley or me, we've done a 30-day challenge. You need to watch what Nathan Valley do because he's crushing it using Privy. And today I actually made an offer on a property in Atlanta where I was doing my challenge. It was pending. They accepted another offer. So I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But I made a really good relationship with the agent. So the agent just texted me this morning and said, hey, man, that deal fell through. Are you still interested? So that is why you make offers. You make offers to make relationships mainly so people can just call you and say, hey, that deal fell through. Do you want it? So we're going to start off the call with me calling this agent, making the offer on this property. Then I'm going to show you how, if you have a buyer using the painless wholesaling method, you find a buyer, you find their criteria, and then you look for a deal for them. But that's what we're going to do today. So everyone tune in. Let's freaking take some action. So this is the property I made an offer on because the hedge fund that I'm working with in Atlanta, they just want the 1% rule. So for all of you that don't know what the 1% rule is, all the 1% rule is can it rent for 1% of the purchase price each month? Okay, so we go to my trusty calculator. It does wholesaling, does the 1% rule, does BRRRR, novation, amortization, creative financing, flip, and it does a client net sheet. So if you're talking to a seller, you can actually put the numbers in and it will tell them what they're going to walk away with. So instead of them going and talking to a bunch of different people, like, hey, look, this is what you're going to get depending on no matter if you go cash, if you flip, if you list it as is, or if I do a novation. And it does creative too. I'm just fixing it. That's kind of how I was able to figure out this deal is it's listed for 245. Okay, that's the purchase price, and it can rent currently in the area I just looked for about 2,000. So right now, it's not quite the 1% rule. It's about 0.82, right? If it was the 1% rule, it would rent for 2,450, right? So I need to get this offer I need to make an offer around 200,000, right? If I wanted to get it at the 1% rule. Now, the 1% rule does not work nationwide. For all of you that are watching me and Nathan Valley, what we teach is it's called the painless wholesaling method. You could call it reverse wholesaling. You could call it working backwards, whatever you want to do. But I call it painless wholesaling because I think it's the easiest way to get started as a real estate investor. If you have an idea of what people will buy, it's easier to go get deals. And again, if you're trying to find a deal for one of your buyers and they don't want it, well, at least you have a good, idea of what people want in that area since you already had a buyer there, right? As we looked over here in the Discord channel, if we go to the buyers, let's see the deal finders, and you go to the buy box criteria, Utah buyer in Ogden, Utah, 3 bedrooms plus, south of 27th Street, max budget of 500,000, would like a basement, east of Washington Boulevard. So what I can do here is I can go and I can click on deals, right? I can find fix and flips. Now these people might want to fix and flip, right? They might want to buy and hold, but this is going to find us some deals. You can change the criteria to whatever you want, right? You can go to filter and you can say, hey, look, they told me they want a max of 500,000. They want at least 3 bedrooms. They do actually, yeah, they want a basement. And let's see, timeline. I guess it doesn't matter. Built, they didn't care. They didn't care about all this. So let's see if there's any opportunities here that we can get them a good deal. Let's see. They wanted south of 27th Street. So Privy has found us 3 opportunities of homes under 500,000 square feet. 500,000 is the budget that we can go make offers on. Let's look at this one. 330 is what it's currently listed for. And they bought theirs at 209. So that's what kind of Privy says. Privy's like, hey, just see what they bought it for and make that offer, right? I run my numbers a little bit different than Privy. So I like to put in my flip calculator. So let's see this. Let's assume that it's worth 425. Okay, flipped. Because I don't think the other one's not selling at 449. If I were to make the offer at 330 like it's currently listed for, and this thing, Nathan, I mean, this is 2,000 square feet. If I'm going to get this thing fully flipped, this is it's not a tear down, but it's going to need everything of a medium rehab on 2,352 square feet. So you put the square footage in here, 2,352. You put medium, so it's about a $56,000 rehab. So what this is saying to me is if this rehab took me 4 months and I listed it on the MLS, I'm just going to say 5 months because it probably would take a little longer. If it takes me 5 months to actually get it fixed up and sold and I sell it for 425 and I get it for 330, my flipper's net margin target usually should be to between 10 and 20%, is actually 3% at this purchase price, right? Not gonna work. We need to get it in the green. So what price would I have to offer to get it in the green? I'd have to offer around 250, right? So let's make it just right at 15%, maybe 258, right? And I want to wholesale it, right? So I want to make some money. So let's say I want to make $15,000. So I would just subtract what I need to make 243. Okay, so if I wholesale it to someone for 258, I'll make 15,000, right? Because you're just adding your wholesale fee. This is the price you need to get at. So I'm going to call her. I'm going to make an offer at 243. If she denies it, well, that's fine because we also have this buyer who potentially might be interested that Nate has. If I can get it even remotely lower than 330, this family might be like, yeah, I'll buy it at 305, right? Right. We'd have to have a conversation with Nate, right? The buyer, the broker, right? And we're calling about.
Hi, this is Lori.
Oh gosh, dude. These agents never pick up their phones, bro. I don't know how people pay them to represent them.
Hi, this is Lori. I can't.
Come on, Lori. I'm about to call the seller and say, yo, your agent doesn't answer the phone. Hey, Lori, I'm calling about the listing on 830, 836 East. Are you free for a call? I can call you back in about an hour if that works. That's Lori. Say, yeah, sure. That sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, so unfortunately, you guys aren't going to get to hear me talk to Lori because she's going to call me back in about an hour. But it's all good. So anybody that's watching in the live, any questions so far? Because all we're doing is reverse engineering. We have a buyer. We're looking for a property for them. We're making moves. We got someone say right here, Malachi, I really need to learn 1% rule and start using it for higher offers. So Malachi, super easy. 1% rule. All you do is you say, is a monthly rent 1% of the purchase price? Then that is a 12% rental yield for the year and then 1% rule. So for example, in this property, it's really hard to hit the 1% rule in Utah because the things are overpriced. So this one is 325. There's no way this thing rents out 1,000 square feet for $3,250, right? So 1% rule does not work in the United States. I'm sorry, in Utah. It doesn't work in Utah. It doesn't really work in the Midwest, in the West Coast, right? California, Oregon, Arizona. It's mainly like the southern states. And then if you're Midwest, you need like 12% or 20%. Nate, didn't you say sometimes you'd even get 20%? And yeah, it wouldn't. People wouldn't want it.
Yeah, dude, yo, Midwest is crazy. So I was in West Michigan, and I mean, dude, like sometimes you'd have like a 2x rent, like on average, like that's what guys wanted in a lot of these kind of smaller markets. And I'm not even like war zone neighborhoods where I'm like, dude, the rent is like two times.
Sorry, Nate. Sorry to cut you off. Let me answer this real quick.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, we were just texting about one of my properties.
Yeah, is your dad's Mark? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming you said you're the brother buyers or something like that. Is that what you guys are?
Our business name is Brothers Buy Houses.
There it is. Okay.
If we're flipping properties, we'll just have our dad list them.
So I just wanted to make sure. So you guys are flippers. So you flip this. This is obviously you flipped this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did.
So this is kind of the situation I'm in because I'm a flipper too. I have a property I'm trying to buy from a seller and they need a place to move into and they kind of told me what they want and it falls right into this area. So I have a buyer that is interested, but I was just calling this, see what deal we could get for them. That's why I kind of made you the offer because obviously if they got it at 285, it'd be a great deal for them and I'd be able to buy their house and flip it. But you guys flipped it, so you have a specific margin you have to hit. So I just thought I'd be quick about it and just be like, what's the lowest you would take where it would make sense for you and I could get them to move into it.
No, for sure. What was your name?
My name's Nathan Payne.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see all your posts in the investor groups. I think.
Yeah, that's me, man. I'm all over that Facebook group.
Nice. What's I guess to break it down, what's the most you would pay instead of the least we would take?
So it's interesting because I have to. I'm gonna buy it and then sell it to them, so I'd probably have to do a double close. So what's the least? I guess that's a great question. I mean, you want to know what's the most I can do, and I want to know what's the least you can do. What I said 285 because then I'd probably sell it to him for like 300,000. But 285 doesn't work for you guys. Like, what could you do? Like 300,000, and I could sell it to them probably for like 310.
I'm not sure. So technically, we refied this, so we own it. So right now we're just debating on if we're keeping it as a rental or if we threw it on the market just to see if somebody
Would
know,
pay
was
what you want.
just so you know, it appraised about 6 months ago for 325.
Okay.
If you could hit 309 and then sell it to whatever your buyers you want, we would do that.
Okay, 309. Maybe
And I guess that would be if you were cash and didn't have an agent or yourself representing you.
Right. So you're just saying with like no realtor fees, 309 out the door. You're saying cash too?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think if there's a way that we can get them to buy it, and I just get like a marketing fee. Or I'm not even involved. Maybe they can just buy it straight from you, and I'll have to figure out how that works. But 309, that's kind of the best you guys are able to do without commissions and fees.
Yeah, we'll cover our own closing costs at that price, but yeah, so it'd be 309 no without a buyer's agent.
Okay. Yeah, let me call. Let me find out, because I think it's just best to be transparent. That's kind of what I'm doing. They need to move out into a new place so I can buy their home and flip it. So, by the way, I'm curious, what are rents even going for in this area? Because you said that you're potentially gonna just rent it.
Yeah. So have you looked at the pictures of the property?
Yeah, it looks good. Looks like you did a good job.
Yeah. Have you seen the configuration of it?
As much as I can see from the pictures that are online, it looks like kind of like a mobile home style. But
so it's set up like a triplex.
Okay.
So there's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and each bedroom has an exterior entrance and their own mini split.
Okay.
So, and then a communal kitchen. So it's a single family home, but you can rent it legally here in Ogden by the room.
Oh, so that's what you guys were planning on doing?
Yeah. So plan was to rent it to 3 or so college kids, or a single family, whoever wants to do it. But yeah, so it'd be a good rental to have. That's kind of how it's laid out.
What would the rents be for each? It sounds like each individual room and bathroom. What do you think you could get for each room?
Depends on if you're including utilities or not. But if you're not including utilities, I bet you could get, what we were shooting to get was anywhere between 700 on the low end, 850 on the high end.
Okay, so 850, about 800 between that range per door or per room.
I would say
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's see. Let me see the return on that. So if I were to buy that and just keep it as a rental at 309, okay, so it's 9% rental yield. Okay, that's not bad for Utah. Well, I appreciate it. Let me get back to you, because a lot of this is just it's up to them if they want to move in, and if I can get it, and if it makes sense. How do you guys get most of your deals? Because I see that you actually, it looks like you have like 4 listed right now.
Yeah, so we do direct seller everything. So we've been wholesaling and flipping for 4 years or so now, and
Sweet.
Yeah, that's how we find the majority of our stuff.
Do you mainly focus in Ogden?
No, we're mainly just in northern Utah, north of Salt Lake. We do stuff in Salt Lake, but a lot of it is just north of Salt Lake and Weaver County, and just out of state stuff as well.
Do you have anything right now? Because I coach. You guys have probably seen a lot of my stuff, like you said, on the Facebook. But I have one of my students is a flipper, and he just finished his flip in Ogden. He's looking for another one. So I was, might as well ask you. Do you have anything coming in the pipeline up there?
Not in Ogden. We have stuff up in Idaho, but
okay,
nothing here local.
Okay. Well, can you guys throw me on your list, and if I buy it or I have a student that would want to buy it, would that be cool? I don't know how you guys send out your deals.
Yeah, we just blast them out.
Okay.
To our list, so.
Cool. Well, yeah, add me on there if you can. I'll text you my email and that I'd get my blast to, and yeah, I'll get back to you about this. Let me see if they'd be interested.
Okay. Sounds good,
Cool.
man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Transparency. These guys are flippers. They're wholesalers. They've seen my stuff, so they're cool. That's a good combo, right?
So the funny thing is, like, even that conversation, like, that wouldn't have happened via text. On the phone, he still came down 15 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of the power of, like, when you have conversations with people, on the phone or in person versus just text. Text, he wouldn't have bothered with that back and forth. He would just be like, nah, man, like, forget it. Just let me know your highest number, and if it works, I'll let you know. But on the phone, you can be a bit more tactful. You can have those conversations. You can ask a little bit about, what's he got going on, learn his situation, and because you can always work with him. Right now you're calling him about this house. I'm trying to get a deal. But for him, it's like, dude, you could always like sell him a deal down the road. So rather than just texting a really low offer and like making him upset and kind of hurting that relationship. Well, instead you hop on the phone, you're still able to kind of make a low offer without insulting him, and you just created a new relationship that you could sell him a deal down the road too. Or he could hand one off to you. If he's like, hey, this property isn't a good fit for me, does this work for you? And you're like, yeah.
Exactly. All right, Nate, you got anything else left to say?
Man, I think that is it. I think you said it all. I hope everybody be safe. Have a good weekend. And guys, go talk to some sellers. Go talk to some agents. Go talk to some buyers. Go get some deals. Go sell some deals. Man, I want to hear all about it.